It's like some 3D animation just spinning around.
Guys, am I at the Hotdoggeria again? I am at the Hotdoggeria again, aren't I? We have somehow managed to sneak back into the Papa's Hotdoggeria without Papa realising. And it's still just as raw as ever.
He's dead at that point.
I like how it's... Do you want to know how long it's actually been since I uploaded a video?
It's been like 2 years.
10 months.
Oh, well,
10...
Really? I thought it was like... I thought it was longer.
I haven't uploaded anything in like 10 months. What happened?
Shit. Life.
Yeah. That's actually not wrong. I mean, that is literally it. I return when you least expect me to, and nobody notices. Wait, what happened to the... Oh, I forgot I had to press next. I was like, why is it not... Like, why is the hot dog vanished?
Will it let you share the screen this time?
Every time I do that, it lags the game and lags the picture and you can't see anything on the video.
I just see a picture of... I just see a still of some really angrily looking at his burger.
On this game, they just kind of wag the finger at you.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, they just like look at the hot dog and they just wag your finger. They wag the finger at you like, no, you didn't. You did not just try to make me eat a raw hot dog.
That's all.
Stop it. So, Micah, did you hear about Hobbity Hobberson?
What happened?
He burnt his hand while making corn on the cobberson.
That's not here every day.
Well, he's not very good at cooking, you see. He tries, but...
I think he would be that.
I mean, if you can't even make corn on the cobberty, then what are you even doing? It's like the easiest recipe in the world.
Do you even have to cook?
It's actually, like, secretly something else. So we have a new employee here at the Hotdoggeria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just goes up to every table and says, "Hello, my name's Nino."
Damn, where's he been hiding all this time?
Oh, you know, he's been under the radar.
Does he clean all the? Does he clean all the lights?
He's secretly an evil insider. I like how literally nobody but us, like we're like the only people that know what we're talking about when we mention evil.
I love it though.
Nobody understands except us.
Inside.
Imagine, you know what would be really funny? Could you imagine interrupting the assemblies at school or something by just playing, like hacking into the like smartboard in the hall and just playing the remix of "Ain't Nobody Got Time for That"?
Just over and over.
Yeah, like the auto-tune remix of it on loop. That would be actually really funny.
That would.
Wait, who is this who just walked in? Oh, it's a guy with a title belt. I thought it was going to be like a Hulk Hogan ripoff or something. So, you know how... Did I ever mention Miss Storer from my first school? The one that was creepy and just popped up everywhere?
So?
Like, I just mentioned how... You would see her, and then you'd look behind you, and then she's there, and then she's like on the other side of the hallway as if she was teleporting. Right?
Yeah, I remember that actually.
Well, she also got triggered by the sound of Velcro. Like,
This is the one that got mad when you like did it.
Yeah, like she got really angry about that. So everyone in the class just went, like, she just got really mad. Can you imagine? Why did she get triggered about Velcro? It's like, I can't believe that you're doing your shoes up. I'd rather you tripped over and fell.
Did you actually like sit there and proper stress about it?
Yeah. She was so mad about the fact that people would dare use Velcro.
Velcro just makes sense. Just deal with it. Kids wear Velcro shoes.
What next? Is she going to expect everybody to be able to spell Landfair Go-Go-Gok by age 1? Oh, and there was also I remember telling you about that teacher. Well, she wasn't a teacher, a dinner lady, right? Who would always make us stay behind for 5 minutes if we talked in the dinner hall. Or the dinner line,
Wait,
rather. Like, if
no,
we
why
spoke
would
in
you
the
not?
line, that's like the worst felony ever.
Why would you not be allowed to talk in?
I don't
It's
know.
like your time to.
It's like
That's like. Are
in the line it's rude.
you sure that wasn't, Bergen-Belsen, like a concentration camp? Are you sure you weren't like looked?
Mikey Triggers, everyone, volume 10. Motion length, feature length DVD coming soon.
It's okay, I didn't mention Hitler yet. Oh.
Oh no! Oh
Too
no!
late. There's no going back.
Well, the teacher, like, she left eventually, and there was just this one teacher left, and for some reason everyone just annoyed her by like squealing really loud in the hall, and she was like, "Stop it! Stop that!"
These kids just bully her and scream.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Can you imagine being like a fully grown adult in like your 50s or whatever, and just go to school and these little kids terrorise you by screaming at you every day?
Just like it wasn't even. It was literally like a blood-curdling girly squeal by everyone. Why did they do that?
These poor women.
She was like, could you imagine the story of that? Just like your grandkids going around, it's like, I got terrorised by screaming children.
She lived in constant fear. Could you imagine if like all the kids pass it down so that it's like ongoing thing until the day she like ends her life?
Every single day, all you hear is just ah.
She goes to sleep and the screams are still in her ears.
She hears the screams in her nightmares.
She doesn't sleep till like 4 in the morning and then she gets up at 6.
She gets woken up by the sound of screaming only to realise it was only in her head.
I feel so sorry.
Whoa. Do you remember at Nelthorpe when we used to be able to change our screensavers?
Oh man, yeah. You could only do it for like a few minutes though, couldn't you?
And then like swap back after like a second, but at one point it used to stay that way, and until you turned it off anyway. And everyone used to just change it to like Bin Laden and like Obama and stuff, and it got banned. Remember that really cool Saints Row one I found?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I don't know why, but like the screensaver thing just reminds me of when the bullies would just come up behind us and just spam the calculator button, and the teacher would think it's our fault. Why have you got 69 Windows calculators open on your computer?
Do you remember that time someone, I can't remember who it was, but they went onto my computer and made me print like 30 pages of just blank paper.
Yeah.
And like I went to go pick it up and like Mr. Smith, he was like waiting on the stairs with a really like disappointing look.
He was he looked like a
hello, and he was like, I've been waiting for you.
He was like
30 pages.
He was like a dad who like sits on the edge of the chair for 3 hours waiting for their son to come home, so they just so they get hit with the son. Got a phone call from school today.
That look he gave you.
Do you remember when I think it was Alex posted, like, we were told to print our work in like black and white, but he printed like 131 copies in full colour. Like, actually happened. Do you remember that time where like all the sixth formers were just making deodorant flamethrowers and nobody thought anything of it, except that one time one of them literally exploded at the side of the field?
Do you remember when that kid got his cheek like cut off?
Wait, what?
I don't think you were there for that, were you?
I don't think so.
Oh, you know why we never had canned drinks for like the first few years?
Did somebody maybe
got
cut the cheek off?
There's like these little drinks called Suzo, and they were like in really thin cans, like really thin, so they were really sharp if you took them apart. And someone like took one apart and frisbeed it at his mate and sliced his cheek off.
Why? What the hell?
I'm not even joking.
Graphic footage.
His cheek just... I wasn't there to see it, but like everyone said. They said it came off, fell next to him.
Was there very blood?
It must have been.
I actually, you know the guy who made the original video where he talked about that story that had very blood in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, he came back and did another one based off Sonic, and yes, the first story mentioned blood about 3 times. Good to see nothing has changed around here. Yeah, do you remember how creepy the default screensavers were at Nelthorpe? Because it started off as just a picture of the logo, right? And then it was like some creepy alien wearing the uniform in like a thunderstorm. And like wasn't one of the girls actually terrified of that alien or something?
I think so, yeah.
And then like it changed to like this thing where it was like somebody climbing the stairs with like, oh, I'm not gonna do it on, I will do it, and like one of them just looked like he was kicking the other guy's ass up the stairs. It's like I don't know how I found it. I was looking at something, and like it came up with the exact same picture, and I was like, wait, why am I not surprised they plagiarized this picture? I mean, it makes sense considering the primary school I went to literally plagiarized the Bash Street Kids. Remember that? And they changed. Like, they changed the name of one of the characters because his name was Fatty and they changed it to Batty. And I actually read the Beano. Nobody believed me. Because of course they didn't. So they literally got away with an actual crime. Unbelievable.
Plagiarism, we love to see it.
Remember that time when like, I think, who was it? I don't know who it was, but like they were thinking of quoting Sonic shorts by going into the art department, like during class. Not really during class, but during break while some students are still in there. Sneaks up behind him and just going, "Don't you draw a goddamn thing!"
I remember that.
I really wish that had happened.
That'd have been brilliant, wouldn't it?
I like how Mr. Waite's his screensaver was Shakespeare, and Matty once said, "I'm going to go in there, I'm going to change it to a picture of Bin Laden."
Matty was cool, man.
Could you imagine if he stuck around? That would have been great.
Yeah.
He was on my bus as well, that's the best part. My bus rides were definitely something, because some of the kids from Vale were just absolutely crazy. Like, you would think they had taken some sort of illegal substance.
They probably were, mate, to be honest with you.
On crack. Like,
there was some kids selling drugs at Nelthorpe not long ago, because my brother goes there now.
Wait, that actually happened?
Yeah, like MDMA, all that shit.
It gets crazier. What the hell? Well, now we know why the bullies were so weird. You just like sat there trying to get on with your work, and all you hear from across the classroom is just, eh. It's like, why? What are you doing? I remember once, do you remember Miss Kenny, right?
Yeah, oh man, Miss Kenny.
I saw her outside of the lesson once, and I was like, do we have to have them in our class? And she just looked at me, like dead in the face, and she was like, yeah, tell me about it.
She was alright, wasn't she?
Miss Kenny was pretty
cool. I remember when she like proper told me off though, because I went to go get fish and chips.
Remember when like the teacher was telling us, because I think I asked about why are there so many like chops in the table, and she was like, well, everyone likes to leave an incision, and she actually let the people in our group saw into the side of the table.
Really?
Yeah. Remember when we played Flappy Bird in class and we were allowed to?
Oh, yeah, she let us do whatever we wanted as long as we did some work. And to be fair, I didn't do work, I just told her I did work.
No, you just picked up a piece of wood and a hammer and started advancing on people with it. Vampire vibe check!
You remember when Josh just stole, oh, what was his name? Joe Shepherd's work. Like, he just claimed it.
Yeah, we did. Like,
he's just literally, he couldn't be bothered. Joe wasn't in that day, and he was like, somehow he thought he wouldn't notice, but he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this.
And it worked. This is mine, copyright.
No, he took it, and it literally still had Joe Shepherd carved into it, and then Joe came back and he was proper mad. He was like, Someone stole my work.
Didn't he
He
like
was
punch a
looking for it,
wall?
and then he'd found Josh had like made half his box already with his wood. And
There
he
was
just-
this one guy in my college class, and I don't know why, but like whenever he got something wrong, he got so pissed about it. Like our teacher was called Neil, right? Pretty cool dude actually, and like he wasn't strict by any means, but he was like, "Oh come on, man, you gotta try a bit harder than that, you know." And he didn't take very kindly to this, and he like banged on his keyboard, and like I just kind of looked over at his computer because he was sat next to me, and it just like he named like Neil told us to name the work like I don't know, college spreadsheet 1 or whatever, like, you know, normal generic name, and he titled it Sonic.exe.
Really?
Like, yeah. And then like it's supposed to be a spreadsheet of something. I just look over and in like the biggest font size, fuck off Neil.
Who's Neil?
like 20 exclamation marks. He just said fuck off Neil in giant letters. I don't know why. Like nobody cared either. And like I don't know why, but at one point he just kind of kicked off. Like at one point he just kind of kicked off, he like punched the computer screen. I don't know how he didn't break it considering it's a Mac, but like he somehow didn't break it. And like he knocked over his chair or whatever. I think it was a chair, or maybe it was a stool, and like just left the room. And everyone was like, "What's that all about?" And we just hear like swearing outside, and like you know those like bins that are literally just made out of cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Like our teacher went outside to be like, "Who the hell's out there swearing?" It was him, and he had taken this bin and kind of stomped it into oblivion. Like the bin was just completely. There's like crisp packets all over the floor.
he just destroyed it. What reason did he have?
He was just really
He
angry.
wanted to.
This is the same one who had, like at one point he stormed out of another lesson, he left his hat and he came back and was like, "I forgot my hat."
I forgot. We make it everyone else's problem as well.
I've come back for this express purpose.
I'm stating it to you so that you know my intention.
My intentions are clear. I remember that time I told you about the guy who was a bit of a dick, but like he never really bothered that many people, and then the one day I wasn't in, he bullied one of the girls in the class, and then he like I came back the next day and he was gone and never came back, and he said evil like attacked him. Can you imagine that? He's just going home and he gets jumped by like Pierce and the Saints and Slenderman, like a bunch of massive wrestling dudes. Samoa Joe, what are you doing here? Pff, oh god! Oh no, the coquina clutch. Could you imagine if that was actually true though? Like, man, like boy jumped on the way home by most ragtag group you've ever seen.
It's like that video where those Russian guys are like beeping at the van in front of them, like all those people get out to fight, and it's just like people dressed in like squirrel costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like one's dressed as Scrat, one's dressed as SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, because didn't Markiplier like put it in one of his compilations and got it removed for like violence or something? Like somebody got theirs removed for violence, and he was like, "What about mine?" So they took his down as well. Oh, here's the thing. Do you remember the shelter I told you about, Ryan? That everyone just threw like rocks and sand onto. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I actually mentioned this or not. I might have done, but the shelter was over like this outside corridor, which was the only way to get between one building of the school to the other without walking through somebody's classroom, and like the shelter was over that, so you know you don't get wet when it rains. There's only one problem. In this area, it also has these little areas to the side that aren't actually the path, and there was like a table there. It's kind of like a picnic table, but not, if you know what I mean. Like one of those outside tables, and that wasn't covered by the shelter, so every time it rained it got soaking wet. And because this is England, it rained all the time, so nobody ever got to use the damn table. School logic. It's horrible. They don't even try.
They really don't.
I remember this time where they changed. We had this computer club for Golden Time, but they actually forced us to have a partner eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And I got partnered up with this guy who was in like year 6 when I was in like year 3 or 4. And the guy went onto several holiday websites and like booked random holidays for like fake families like Joe Blogs and stuff. And it makes me wonder if these people actually got these requests, expected the people to show up, but they didn't. When were you born? 1866. How many children do you have? 399. How many pets do you have? 1,000. 1,000 dogs. What do you mean I'm not allowed to have them on? This is discrimination. I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this. That guy.
Has anything really funny happened since the last time we did a video?
Oh man, there's so much like stuff that's happened. You know, like when you can't really remember specifics.
Because literally nothing has happened to me because I don't go anywhere because I have no reason to. So nothing. I haven't really seen anything hilarious.
Yeah.
No
That's a lot
banana
of funny
armies
stuff,
or Sans versus Papyrus Wars or anything like that, you know.
No.
Can you imagine just
To
driving
be
down the
fair-
road, just see Sans driving a car blasting Megalovania? That'll be the
to be fair, I've
funniest
just
thing.
been doing main boring adult stuff.
I like the way you described your new job though, saying it was like a side job in GTA. Because it kind of is.
I'm gonna have like a sat nav. I'm gonna have to follow the map to where it says, and then you know.
Are you going to blast music about
I
like
drop
drugs
off
and
parcels
stuff?
And I get like 10 points when I drop them off.
Are you sure they're
Actually,
not
I get
hidden
rated- I get
packages you're
rated on,
delivering?
like how fast I do it, and so.
You're delivering hidden packages to the protagonists. It does sound just. It does sound like a side mission though.
It pretty much is, and it'll be all right because I'll just be doing like driving. I like driving.
I really just got something called a hoagie roll. I don't like the sound of
Oh,
that.
what? Hoagie roll?
Hoagie roll. Like
I don't want to know what that
it's a
is.
hot dog bun, but no.
That doesn't sound appetizing.
I remember that like weird sausage that you get on this game that just looks like it's moldy. I think this sausage is moldy. Well, here's something that sucked. At college, nobody thought my Bear Grylls impression was funny. I was like, no.
I thought, yeah.
Like everybody at school thought it was kind of entertaining, but everyone at college was like, right. I was like, okay, great, good to know. What a fun class this is going to be.
When was the last time you went?
Like
When did you stop going?
a few years ago. It wasn't as fun as I was expecting. It was just kind of boring. Like, why? It was so misleading.
Yeah.
It was
I
like,
didn't
oh yeah,
go college
media.
that much, to be
It's
fair,
about
until I did, like, my second-
videos. I was like, oh good, I'm going to learn how to edit video. No, you're doing spreadsheets. Like, what the hell's that got to do with it? When was the last time someone was like, hey guys, welcome back to my Excel spreadsheet video. Can I get 50 billion likes? Like, I've never seen that on YouTube before. Let's play Microsoft Spreadsheet Excel 2010.
Are you still? So what are you still wanting to do like YouTube full time?
It'd be nice, but considering how much they'd ruin this website, it's not going to be possible.
Yeah, they don't let you do stuff that you want to do now, do they?
I have like a few ideas of games I might want to play for like, I don't know, whenever I get to record, but it's about it. Because I've been gone for like 11 months because there's nothing to do, so. Because like all I did was just play Pokemon randomizers on repeat. That's pretty much all I did for like the
Is
longest
that all you've
time.
been doing over this lockdown?
Nothing. Just sat at home playing games all day. Like I got my Sims working again. Like I was slowly deleting mods to find the offender, and I did eventually find it.
Which one was it?
It was like this like this extension mod that adds a few things into the game. I'm very glad it wasn't the extreme violence mod though, because that mod is hilarious.
I've seen that one.
Every single time I always kill what's his name? That I forgot the name of Nancy's husband. I think it's like Jeffrey or something. I kill him every time. I also found this like a bunch of like female Sims were getting pregnant. I was like, what the hell's going on? And it turns out it's like this one guy's just going around shagging everyone in town. Like
It's a womanizer.
yeah. So I found him and I shot him too. I like the Joel one where like he puts Vagfriend in the game and like Vagfriend dies within like 1 second of joining the game. Also, I made a family made of entirely Grim Reapers. Like I kill somebody as the Grim Reaper, and then the Grim Reaper comes to reap the soul, and then I add another death to the family. I just found a shiny slug, god damn it. That's not what I wanted. I'm finding everything except the one I want.
Oh, are you playing Pokemon as well as Pap?
Yeah, I've been doing this. I've just been shiny hunting the entire time, and I'm finding everything but what I want.
He's multitasking.
I always do this. I play it like all day. I just run around and hope to find something. I found 3 shinies in one day today, and none of them were what I wanted.
Good.
They're all not what I want. I'm gonna name it.
Bruce.
I'm gonna name it Slug. Slugger. That'll do. I like to give them like these really funny names. So there's one that makes snow appear when he comes in, called A Bomb of Snow, and I'm gonna name it like Let It Snow, right? But it's just like that. Do you remember that meme where he's wrapped it up and it looks terrible and his shirt says lay tits now? I'm gonna like it doesn't let you enter that, but if I put it as all one word, it should work. Because I was expecting a lot of names to not be allowed because there's naughty words in between the words, you know. Like that time I made a song on Tomodachi and he was like, I don't watch this, and I wasn't allowed to enter it because it has the word twat in between the words don't and watch. Nobody would notice that except Nintendo. Why you do this?
It would be Nintendo.
Typical. Professor Fitz. Okay, this guy would fit very well into Scooby-Doo. He really would. I actually, like, earlier this week, or earlier this year rather, I went back and, like, rewatched all of the, like, Scooby-Doo Where Are You series.
Oh, yeah. What, the old ones?
Yeah, like the first ever ones. The Spooky Space Kook is still the best villain. Like, they keep bringing back the Space Kook, but, like, he's never as cool as he used to be because the laugh is just nowhere near as good.
They just nailed it in the classics, didn't they?
Yeah. Like, the other ones weren't so bad, but, like, I like the old ones better.
Yeah. They just got more class on them.
I've also seen some of the movies as well, and they've always a consistently good quality to them. Like they're never bad. They actually remind me of What's New Scooby-Doo. Like, do you remember those ones?
Oh, they were awesome. Yeah, that's when I first started watching.
The movies are kind of like that. I think they changed Velma's voice actor though in the recent years because she sounds very southern now all of a sudden.
Yeah, to be fair, they definitely have. Like, have you seen? What did you think to the, like, what was that newer Scooby show? Like, continuation.
I don't know. Didn't they? I know they did Mystery Inc. and then that ended, and then they did Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which was, you know, let's reboot everything, and now they've brought it back into like the classic style of animation. They're doing a new one with
seen
like
any of the new one.
guest stars. Oh boy, we're going to get to see Scooby-Doo meeting Batman and Robin for the 4th time and not remembering it. Remember that really weird one where the Scooby-Doo gang met this entire basketball team? Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, I remember that actually.
And they fought
I don't remember the details. But
boot like
I remember
Dr.
a
Hyde or
lot of
something.
these.
For some reason,
I used to
mentioning
like
Dr.
the
Hyde
episode.
reminded me of. Did you ever watch Arthur when you were younger?
Yeah.
Do you remember that song
I
about
remember
Brain being Dr. Jekyll? It reminded me of that.
That was a good show, that Pinky and the Brain.
I saw this video where it was DW being like, Francine, can I ask you a question? If you have your own, why don't you just go back to your own house and stop bothering us? And like it did that whole thing at the end, like, you know, those guys going, oh, like it put that at the end. And like somebody did like a Thug Life edit of it as well.
What is the human race in 20?
I have no idea. Like,
It's so weird.
I saw this really weird meme where it's like to put yourself out of a loop, you must enter yourself into a loop, and it's like this hand going into a portal and coming out the other side. And for some reason, I found that hilarious. Like,
That's just so funny.
that's just what memes are nowadays. When you walking.
Do you
No.
find that you play more old video games because they just feel better, more comfortable than new video games?
I play Streets of Rage and Sonic 2 all the time.
Literally, I'm playing, you know, Battlefield 2, the original one back from like the 2004.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I've put loads of mods on it, it's just so fun. It's so much better than the stuff that comes out today because there's so much more content. Like, even though the graphics aren't as good, and like, it's not as fluid, it's just more fun, do you know what I mean?
I've been
classic.
playing.
It's not too complicated, it's just simple.
I've been playing San Andreas a lot, and the really rare
so
Berkeley
have I.
RC van is everywhere.
Me and my mates have been playing San Andreas and like taking it in turns on the PS2 and just like drinking, like playing through all the missions one by one.
I've played the missions of San Andreas so much that I don't want to play through the story again.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed every time I play,
It's been so long since. Yeah, I'm actually happy.
every single
It's weird
time
because-
that I play GTA, something stupid always happens. Like, I'll be driving along, right at the end my car will flip, or like somebody will die for no reason. Like, I was trying to 100% Vice City like last year, and oh god, this almost made me quit because I was playing the paramedic missions for like an hour. I got onto level 11 and literally somebody ran under the back of my wheel and died, and I failed the mission.
Really?
It took me
Oh, I
like
hate
4
doing that.
days to get back to it.
Have you ever had it where the police crash into you and then you fail because like they come after you and it's like you can't be wanted, but they crashed into you?
Yeah, what about the time though when in GTA 3 I had a tank and I had it on, do you know that little tunnel in the third island where you can get on top of it? I don't know how I got it up there, but I did. And like this cop tried to bust me, I shot him, like he blew up and his head came off, and he still arrested me. Like I got busted by a cop with no head.
Did you ever play it 2-player on the PS2?
Well, San Andreas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Did you ever get the glitch where if you chop someone's head off, it like they come back the next life and they still have no head and they
Yeah.
can run around with no head?
And if you save the game, CJ will never have a head again.
Yeah, you can just run around as a headless CJ.
There's also like this weird glitch where I've actually had this before, where if you're dating Katie on one of the save files, and then you start another one and don't meet her at all, you still get the benefits of dating her, like not losing your weapons when you die.
Oh wait,
That's
awesome.
pretty cool. I had that happen once. I was really confused and I realised, wait, is it glitch maybe? And it was. I think the Papa's Pizzeria guy likes tomatoes a lot. He just came in and ordered like 3 of them.
The best thing about video games is like the unexpected stuff that happens in it.
Have you ever seen this happen, right? I was doing a 6-star, like, wanted level cheat with the invincibility, or the invincible car cheat, and I saw a tank in front of me, and I was about to avoid it, but then the tank just like hit like a pole and just flew into the air, spinning really fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you ever see the guy who's beaten San Andreas and Vice City 100% with 6-star wanted levels at all times, except when you're not allowed to, and he's doing it on
How
GTA
would
3.
you even do that?
I don't know. It's just
Oh
it's
my-
really really
that's-
hard, but possible.
Those games are impossible to begin with. Well, Vice City's not that hard, but GTA 3 is.
Even though Vice City, I was
finicky.
trying to do this one phone mission, and I got busted at the beginning like twice immediately because it just spawns a cop on top of my bike. Stop that.
I remember. Do you remember when like I remember like the original GTA's were like proper hard when I was a kid, but now I play them now because I know everything because I used to play it so much, like just so easy to do.
GTA 1 is really good though.
I've not played. I have played it, but I haven't played it.
I played it a lot. There's like this one tank in Vice City that's underground, and I don't know how to get it, and nobody else seems to know. Like, there's nothing online about it ever existing, so either you can't get it, or nobody cares. There's one tank, you can see it, but you can't get to it as far as I'm aware.
I just saw someone just like tried to take off in a jet and they just crashed right at the end of the runway. They just came up.
Great job.
You're hired.
Remember that meme, bus driver interview, sorry I'm late, you're hired.
Yeah. It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah. Why are they always late? I saw this one where it was like, nobody, teachers, and it's that guy who's like, well, it turns out we were both wrong, but then I'm only going to admit it to you because that means I am wrong and I don't like that. Remember that time where we were watching, I think it was Roots, and like Mr. Franklin was like, I've edited out, there are parts of this where women walk around with their boobies out, and I've edited those parts out so Jason doesn't get excited.
Yeah. There was always a mention about Jason somewhere when stuff like that.
He was like the ultimate meme, wasn't
he? Even the fucking teachers meme. They used to meme him back in primary school as well. It wasn't just an fault. Like literally, they like there was one time it was like when he fancied a girl, like he just wouldn't, like he'd just constantly be like trying to like say stuff to them. Do you know what I mean?
And they'd be like, "Go away," and he wouldn't get a hint.
And literally, the teacher started memeing and started like putting pictures of him on the. They put a picture that they caught, and it was like him in the background, like pulling a funny face, and then there was the girl that he fancied, like stood in front of him, and in her head she was just thinking, oh, Jason's such. There was like little thought bubbles, and it was like, oh, Jason's such a handsome man. And Jason was like, I can't wait to fly you away in my TARDIS for Grace.
Oh, God.
To be obsessed with dog.
There's always that one teacher though. There's always one, like, you remember how the girls were always like really nasty to everyone in the year? Well, Mr. Smith kind of picked up on that. So, like, during the class, he put up a picture of Krusty the Clown and like said, "Hey Lucy, that's you." And that's why everyone called her Krusty for the rest of the year. It was him.
Krusty.
And like everybody just started memeing on her. How the tables turned.
And they literally called it that. I didn't even know that was why they called it that for ages, you know.
It was Mr. Not Mr. Smith, it was Mr. Hawley. He put it up on the screen and said, "That's you." Do you remember that thing? Remember that like website edit I sent you years ago where I was like, students were spooked by clowns that sat ominously at the back of the class, and it turned out it was the girls wearing way too much makeup. I need to do more of these like silly like news edits I used to do.
Yeah, they were good.
I just never have any ideas anymore, which is weird because considering how many members of Evil there are, you would think I would have loads.
And they're constantly expanding.
Always. Can you imagine the shenanigans though? Like the head teacher is just trying to She's just trying to do her work. She hears scratching at the door. She comes outside and it's like a small child just scratching the door with a knife or something. What do you have? A knife? No!
No! The sheer panic in her voice. I love how it cuts out just then as well.
I like the perfectly cut screams.
They're always good, aren't
I
they?
like the one where somebody's playing Minecraft, they turn around and like Hero Brian runs up to them and they just scream really high pitched. We've finally got our own back on those Fire Emblem guys, because when Sakurai added the next Fire Emblem character to Smash, aka Swordy Guy number 3000 billion, all the Fire Emblem fans were saying, hose mad, you're not allowed to be angry. And then Sakurai recently added Minecraft Steve into Smash Bros. And they're all angry, so we're going, hose mad, you're not allowed to be angry. Like, we're just being, like, super obnoxious. It's like, finally.
Love such a stupid insult as well.
The guy who walked in is from Papa's Burgery, but you know what? He looks like he's related to Gordon Ramsay. Don't let him into this establishment, he'll shut it down in a heartbeat. It's fucking raw! But since Gordon Ramsay is an evil, would he endorse it?
I think he would. He'd let us view.
Can you imagine? I can just imagine Gordon Ramsay like interrupting a cooking lesson, just being like, all of this, it's fucking terrible! And it's like, but we're just children. That's no excuse, mate. You've lost your passion. I remember Vinny from Vinesauce said he wants to see Gordon Ramsay literally just straight up destroy a kitchen. Next up, Evil endorses pleated jeans for 10 hours.
Oh, I hated it when she made us stop looking at that stuff.
Remember when we were looking at it? It was like unfortunate names, Willie Stroker. The entire group, our entire group was just laughing at that. And she was like, "What are you doing?" Remember that like thing we had to do on PowerPoint? So you took a picture of a shelf and like badly edited a Fallout 3 like collector's edition on it or something.
I did. I could never be arsed with it. I just literally just copied and pasted the picture onto it, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. That's all I want to do.
I like how at school we had to do. This was back in like year 7. We had to do a presentation about like somebody we think is cool. And literally, like 99% of the class did football, because of course they did. And I did The Undertaker, right? And we had to do like a video of being like, alright guys, hello, welcome to my presentation. And then end it with like, alright, that was my presentation. You know what I did? I took a video of just me going, welcome to my presentation. And then like at the end, it was just, that was my presentation. Like no emotion at all. Everyone was like, oh, you're really sad you are. And I was like, well, at least I'm original, unlike you lot. Everybody did football. The teacher was so angry.
What, was that the thing at your school?
Yeah. We have been recording for 43 minutes.
Really? That
Yes.
doesn't feel like it.
No, it does not. And I have to do my thing in just a second, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, this, I don't know, I don't think... It's really sad, because this is like the main series that we always do, right?
I reckon there could be a way
they're killing crap.
they release the game without it.
Maybe they'll put it on Steam, like they did with Henry Stickmin. Maybe they'll do that.
Yeah, I hope.
There's always Flashpoint, but, you know, it won't be the hacked
easy.
version, so people will just get angry all the time, but it'll be really funny. Anyway, how about... I'm going to name this video, Am I at the Hotdoggeria again? And in typical fashion, do you have anything extremely important that you want to add to the end of this video?
Lemon drops aren't drops. Because they don't drop.
You know what does drop though?
That beat.
My frame's good.